Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to thank everybody for watching and all the new subscribers. It really means everything. I appreciate it, boys. Alright, so we got another one for you. This is a Craftsman bandsaw. Craftsman, where did that company go, right? This bandsaw is apparently 120 or 240 volts at 18 and 9 amps. Holy crap, that is insane. If this bandsaw is gonna be 120 volts at 18 amps, he gonna need a 30 amp breaker, because a 20 amp breaker is just not gonna cut it. So I'm assuming they wired it to 240 volts for the 9 amp option, so it's a dual voltage motor. But we got to see what this bad boy is wired for. So this is a 125 volt 30 amp plug. So let's see if he's wired for 120 or 240. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna take the word of this plug. I'm gonna go ahead and verify. Let's have a look. Let's get this bad boy open. So I'm using my little Milwaukee Fuel M18 Impact from the Team Milwaukee. Nope, wrong way. So let's see what's in this housing. What would be in this housing? Let's see. Alright fellas, so we got the electrical cover off, which, man, they do not leave a lot of space in here for us. So I went and grabbed the lantern from the Team Milwaukee group, and we will see what this transformer is going to be wired to. So it looks like we have 0 volt. So I'm looking inside electrical housing. So this is the plug coming in. So we have one hot conductor, right, which is R, and then we have, looks like, one neutral conductor, which is T, and that goes up to the switching, but eventually something else is going to come down to the transformer. So what's going into the transformer is R and T. So yes, he's wired for 115 volts. So they did not use the 230 option on this transformer. So that means this boy is pulling some juice, fellas. He's doing all the heavy lifting on the yard. Oh man, okay, well, hey, I mean, if that's what they want, that's what they want. That's fine with me. I don't really mind. So we have to figure out if, once we plug this bad boy in, if it's gonna blow this breaker on what looks like 3AP27. So man, let's check that out. So this is only a 20 amp service here, and that boy's drawing damn near 20 amps. But here's the thing, so this is super temporary. They only need to cut a few items and then they're done with it. So she just has to stand tall for a minute and then it's done. The pain will be over. So alright fellas, here's what we're gonna do. We will check and see what this voltage is down here at the bottom, LD 13, 15 and 17, right? And we're gonna go back to the panel and see what breaker size LD 13, 15 and 17 is, and then we'll see what breaker size 3AP27 is, and if LD 13, 15 and 17 is at least on a 30 amp breaker, we'll run with that, because I have a feeling that once they start cutting with this bandsaw, if there's anything else running on 3AP27, they're gonna trip that breaker ASAP. Yeah, that breaker ain't gonna do none of that heavy lifting, that's for sure. So let's go check out these panels, LD 13, 15 and 7, 3AP27. Let's go have a look. So here we are at 3AP circuit 27, and yes, circuit 27 is a 20 amp breaker. So that boy ain't gonna cut it, man. That bandsaw, he gonna take advantage of this boy. He's just a little guy. He gonna bully him, that's for sure. So let's go check out LD 13, 15 and 17, APB, HD, LD. Here we go, big boy. All right, okay. 13, 15 and 17, man, boys, he's on a 20 amp too. Well, that's not good, but I do see a 30 amp right here. It looks like this is not gonna work because they can't. Well, here's the deal. We'll go ahead and plug it in for them, and they're either gonna trip or they're not, and that's pretty much it. So if they end up tripping, then we're gonna have to run them an entirely brand new circuit just for that bandsaw, even though they only want to make a couple cuts. Or their other option is they can move the bandsaw to another location, or we can swap out one of these breakers, but then we have to change the wiring anyways. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be the one to do it. They could find someone else to do that, to upgrade the breaker without changing the wiring, which I don't think they'll do. So here we go. Here's the options. We can either run straight off this power. We could either run straight off of the amperage that we're at right now, or we can relocate them to another area where they are fed by a 30 amp breaker, or we could try to plug things in as is and see what that do. So let's go ahead and try to plug things in as is, and we'll see what that looks like, boys. See what that looks like. Yeah, I wish that would have been a 30 amp breaker. That would have been just perfect. So let's go ahead and see. All right, boys, we're back. So this is pre-wired for 115, so that's exactly what that label says. And this extension, or I mean this SO whip, pretty much looks like it's 14 gauge. So this is all wrong. I mean, this is whatever, it is what it is. It's not my doing. This is Craftsman. Craftsman did it, man. They're the professionals. Okay, so let me get this whip changed, and okay, so let me get this plug changed out, and then we'll go ahead and plug it into this little stand right here, and we will see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens, boys. We're gonna see it together. We're gonna see if this bandsaw in action doing what he does puts the beating on that breaker. Now that's just a little 20 amp breaker. So bandsaw versus breaker, boys. Let's see who pulls through. Let's see who wins. This is gonna be very interesting. I don't think this boy draws 18 amps, but it's very possible that he draws 18 amps. So we're just gonna go ahead and see what we see, and I'm interested. We'll do a little amp reading on this, and we'll see what it all looks like. So the first thing I notice is that this terminal is extremely loose. Let's see the ground. The ground is it could be tighter. And then the neutral. Oh, why did they mark that? So they marked this black, boys. They marked this black. What are they doing here? So you know what we're gonna have to do? So let's take this out. It looks like that's marked black. None of this makes sense. So they marked this wire black, but they have it on a 125 volt with a neutral terminal. So I'm very confused. So we're gonna have to go ahead and investigate further and see what the happenings are with this. Dang, fellas. They had that thing crammed in there. No bueno. So let's see what these boys are doing. Yeah, they clearly have it in the 115. They clearly have it in the 115 on the so that red one. Yeah, so they are not running off the 230. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, so here's another transformer they're using up here. So this is 115 volt in and then 115 volt out. That looks like it's a isolation transformer up there. Yeah, and the 230 volt option is not even touched. So yeah, it leads me to believe this is operating at 115. All the indicators are there. I could check the motor and see what that bad boy is running off of, because that's basically the guy who's doing all the heavy lifting around here. So let me get this thing opened up. Yeah, we'll get this opened up and we'll give it a shot. So let's get this through here. There she is, fellas. So if anybody's interested, gold for 115 volt. Gold always means your ungrounded conductor, and then silver is your grounded conductor or your neutral. So we'll put the hot wire in the gold. Get that a little bent to shove it in there. There she goes. She's nice and secure. I'm comfortable with that. Let's get this thing tamped down. Tamp down, boys. Get them nice and tight. And we'll get this guy. We'll get this neutral wire. That neutral wire in there. Got him all secure, and we will close that bad boy. Yep. Now we got our ground, boys. Did it give that little kick for the ground? Go ahead and do it. Okay, here we go. Ground wire going in. All right, fellas. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and give him a little dry run, and we'll see if he wants to operate off of that 115 volts. If we see popping and sparking, you gonna see it with me first. Okay, I think we'll be all right though. So we got him out. So let's go ahead and close the machine guards. And look, we got some power, boys, and no smoke. No smoke yet, but we haven't started it. So let's start with something small, and let's see if our little grinder operates. No? So this, I don't think this thing is powered up. So let's go ahead and see if our bandsaw is gonna kick on. There she goes, boys. There she goes. Well, looks like she's operating just fine. Looks like she's operating just fine off that 115 volts. So here's what we're gonna do. We got her working. Let's see how hard she's working, and let's do a little amp check on that. So here we go, boys. Grab this hot conductor. No, that's not right. Well, it's gonna be this guy. So we could do a little amp check. Let me so anyways, we know she's operating. I think you need a key. To unlock it. Come on, boys, you gotta be kidding me. Why would they do that? So you need a key to unlock it after you push the e-stop. I should have just unplugged it because I don't have that key. And what if that e-stop was already pushed in? We'd be screwed, boys. These people don't it's early in the morning right now. These people don't show up till 8, 9, 10 o'clock. All these booger eaters that wanted this plugged in. But we seen her operate. She seemed just fine. I didn't see no breakers blown. So it looks like she is definitely, as indicated, wired for 115 volts, but she's pulling damn near 20 amps and we're only operating on a 20 amp breaker. So essentially you'd like to be about 125% over, just in case anything goes wrong, or just in case somebody for instance started a vacuum, plugged in a vacuum and the bandsaw at the same time. You're gonna trip that breaker in no time. So that's just a little food for thought, boys. But for the moment, she looks like she's operational. She looks like she's ready to go. I think they will be happy so they could get their minimal amount of cuts done that they want to do. And then if they have any issues, I'm sure I will be headed back to this part of the city and we will see how things turn out. But for the moment, boys, it was just a plug change just to get this girl powered up into this outlet or receptacle boxes and verify operation. Luckily we got our chance to verify operation because this e-stop, this mushroom head, was pushed out, but it is no longer pushed out. So we got to check one time our operation. Yeah, so we're gonna have to get a hold of this key if we want to keep running this thing, but I'm not too worried about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and complete the job by buttoning up this plug, putting the little cable clamps on there, and I'll put this little cover guard back on here. But there she is, boys. That's a quick little average standard job in the industry. These are the kind of little things that you're going to be doing if you want to get into industrial electricity, industrial electrician, industrial technician, controls, whatnot. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit that like. They're right next to each other. You can't miss it, boys. I will see you on the next one. Later.